Hey guys, today's August the 31st of 2022. I'll do a quick update. This price action is getting very interesting. And I had a date for August the 30th. So I kind of wanted to get ahead of the close and just give you my thoughts. That way you see that I'm not influenced by, how it closed today and then put a video. I'll just do it fresh while price action is cooking in the oven. What concerns me on Cameco, and it could apply maybe to the U sector, but I use this as the leader of the pack, so it could apply to everybody else. What concerns me? This wave 5 on the weekly, possible ABC correction according to this program. It looks like it already played out. So if that's what the market is giving us, then it could continue going higher. What will make me stop being cautious and now start piling up and going long? If we take out 32.49 and have a weekly close above it, if you want to be conservative, a week into it, closing above it, or if you want to be super conservative, 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks in, that we just don't have any, head fakes, traps, that it could continue pushing higher, just making higher highs and higher lows after 32.49. But if we can't close above 32.49, the stills remain a wave 5 on the weekly. And in theory, we were just attempting, because the market's always tries to kiss a high. Like here, we did an ABC pullback, and we attempt to try to take it out. Looks like we failed here, tried it again here, took it out, kind of chopped, and continue pushing higher until we got here. So this all has to kind of manifest into the future if it wants to take that out. The second thing that I'm concerned about, the weekly cycles are down, which kind of confirms a lot of the Gann theory, which a lot of the Gann theory hasn't been confirmed yet. Gann theory says that this is the season and the time where the yearly correction will take place. And once that yearly correction is over, they'll continue trending higher. That remains to be seen. And that one's a little harder for people to swallow, because it's like, oh man, I can't see us tanking for a whole year. Well, I'm not going to say it's a whole year. That's what Gann said. It's the year of the correction. It could take a year. It could go even past a year. It could go, 10 months. But whatever it is it's a year where things, starts making lower highs and lower lows. Have we seen that yet? Almost. Here, we almost started pushing lower, but things changed over here. Japan news of restarts of nuclear things, which I've been hearing for a long time, but for some reason has been a sticking point now. But that's that. Weekly cycles are down. Concerns me. Wave 5, 1 against 3. I've been testing that 32.49 from this swing pivot low. Going to be very interesting if we're gonna take it out. It's also a 1 by 1 that has been hovering over here, and in other charts I'm going to show you where we're already hitting resistance right here. It's going to be very important if we could close above all these levels and angles using geometry and try to attempt to kiss or take out 32.49. This is all supply zone where we at right now. Let's look at the daily real quick. On the daily, and this is always adjusting, you can see that we hit a wave 5, April 13th. ABC down correction. According to the software, it says this is a 1, 2, possible 3. Maybe 3 could even go higher. There's a 3 projection line going up to $33. then a 4, and a wave 5. So if this is the beginning of a wave, then what I want to see to change from cautious to leaning bearish to now we're having a breakout without a head fake and without, bear trap news, bull trap news, is that we take out 32.49 and have a weekly close above it, or 2 or 3 weeks into a weekly candles, not going back, retesting it, staying above 32.49. Then I could be like, okay, you know what? We're going to start pushing even higher. Because this is now wave 5. Maybe wave 5 is even more higher. But right now, as of what I see, this is the line in the sand. Weekly cycles are, pointing down. I'm cautious. And you have it on the weekly and on the daily. Let's see some targets I have. Target-wise, this is a weekly projection target that I have. And we barely kissed it there. Now this target right here has to do with this June 8th high. And these are people I follow, not that I follow, but they share information with me, other analysts that study cycles and other, different techniques, saying that November 16, maybe 15, should be an interesting day, could be possible swing high. As you can see, this is a technique, has nothing to do with that. This was saying watch out for September the 14th. I got September 9 and 12, but really it's supposed to be 9 and 11, but that's a Saturday, so nothing's really going to happen there. You can see that right here, 30-ish is a very strong level. That's why it's red. We hit the top of the linear regression channel. I got some of the ellipse techniques. 9-1 is coming up, and also 9-6. You want to keep an eye on, if just in case this thing either rips to the downside or rips to the upside. But either way, I am still on the sidelines. I'm waiting to see. Just because we took out this high doesn't mean anything to me. So the things that I'm watching that I see that is more important, and I'm just waiting to see how it's going to play out. Okay, here's another chart or another system I use. Sometimes I get some questions like, man, you watch so much stuff. Don't you get confused on where we're going, what direction? I would admit it's very challenging when you have a lot of information, because it makes it harder to decide what do you want to do in regards to trading. I use systems that I look at. I'm discretionary. I trade clusters. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. But is it challenging when you have a lot of information? Yes. I've just, through the years, I've developed my mind where I get all this information and I have it in the back of my mind, and then I let price dictate what it's going to do. If it starts going higher highs and higher lows, then some of the systems and techniques I use are not working, then I have to stick with the ones that are forecasting, into higher price action discovery. And if it starts selling off, there's other techniques that I see that I use that, could confirm that too. So I'm like 50-50. I'm looking at both sides. I'm not going to be 100% bullish, and I'm not going to be 100% bearish. What's going to make me switch is going to be the price action, that it's what the price action is doing currently. So right now, we're having a tough time taking, as of right now, we're having a tough time taking that April 13th high. We tried it here and failed. Are we trying it here and we're failing? There's other things in the future that are showing possible turning points. And maybe this is going to be a little head fake to find support, and then maybe in September, try to retest, or, fail new high. That's another technique. Fail new high. We try to take out 32.49 but fail. And once you start seeing that price action, then, then it'll start, confirming other things. But everything, remains to be seen. All right, I digress. Let's get into the chart. Using Fibonacci retracement, 78.6 as of right now has been resistance. There's some things I just want to show you real quick. This is my action reaction line. You can see that right here. These are cycles that I'm watching. This is a Dewey. Right now, Gann swings are both positive. Dewey cycles are getting toppy right now with the bigger ones. And you can see that it just got toppy here. And there's a little hump here, and then it goes down. And here it gets toppy somewhere around September 16th. So you see September 15th, for the people that do some analysis, is a very hot date. And this kind of stalls over here. This is from different swing points. So very, very interesting. Over here, this is September 7th, the last hump. So it could be a nice big hump. A shorter hump, or maybe the higher hump, whereas the final maybe hits 32.49 right here on the 7th. I'm leaning on the 9th and 12th. So those are little things you just keep in the back of your head. Let's go to the next chart. So this was a bullish butterfly that was found. And this date right here was August the 29th, where, we ended. And then we got this nice little pop on the 30th, 31, and this is today. So this also I use as a timing point. So we'll see how we turn, what happens here if we just kind of go sideways, hold, and continue pushing higher to test 32.49. In regards to geometry, this is what I really liked about Gann. The Gann just he was the man. Gann didn't need all the stuff I'm looking at. Gann just used the stuff that worked, and that's what he used it, and he nailed it. I'm not there. I'm trying to get there, but that's why I have to look at a lot of stuff to see what is working, what is not working, and then kind of like rule out other things and just kind of stick with what's working. So there's a few things that I'm finding that is working, and that's what I'm kind of sticking to, but I'm just ruling everything out. But in order to like get the big picture, you have to, think outside the box and experiment and see what works and what doesn't work to have an edge. And right now, since this is an important high, you can see that this is the 1x1, and it just kissed it right here, and now it's pulling back. August 8th was a separate thing in regards to dates, vibration points. Had nothing to do with the 1x1, but you see how everything kind of like lines up right now. So, this all remains to be seen. Can we close above that? Can we close above the 1x1? If we do, then 32.49 will be a testing area. And then the key will be, can we close above it? The pitchfork technique is awesome as it expands. You just keep expanding. You see, if you look at my videos, we had our pitchfork here. Let this price action work out. Now this is another chapter, or look at it as another book. You can see that now where you take that high April 13th, you take this low here, and you can see that right now we're at the 50%. With the importance of having that March 18th low as your swing point there, because this is your guiding point. And then you see it, how it's expand, because everything is just, expanding, it's growing. And then you see that right now we're failing as of right now. But the week is young. We haven't closed this week. Let's see how we close this week. There'll be a support here. So this is the 25, 50, 75, the 100. Also important, you go fractal. Fractal means that you take the last current, pivot swings. You can either pivot from here or you can pivot from here. Technically, you'll probably pivot from here because you're going with the flow. And right now you haven't even closed above the 50, but that's why I have it there. And you can see that we're in this little fractal area and it's pulling back. This was the most important impulse wave. Is where where it originated from this move up. So the 3 points are important here. The March 18 low, the July 20th high, and I think that's the November 8th, something November 8th low. Those are your 3 points, the Trinity that made this, that's making this impulse. So right now I don't know, right now we're maybe testing that. We're trying to hold that angle. If we fall off of it, then it could get ugly. But if we could stay there and hold and just grind higher within this last angle right here, then that's a good sign. But as of right now, I don't know where we at and where we're going to close, especially where we're going to close this week. That's the key. I'm not going to go over that. Oh, and then this is the Gann speed lines. You can see that right here. We chopped around here at 29.37, and now we're just kind of below it. So that's it. I'm not going to make this video too long, but I just wanted to give you a quick update. The dates that I'm watching. Actually, I'm going to show you one more video or one more clip, and then we'll end this video. Okay, so this is the last video or the last clip. I just wanted to show you my thoughts. So these are dates that I already saw in the while we were here for possible turning points, volatility increase. This is actually more for the volatility increasing, but I'm looking at the yellow ones for like turning points. And we got this thing. I was like, if it stalls here, then it kind of got ahead. But now looking at the price action, look at the way this candle's looking. This one's looking pretty good for a possible, turning point right here. The market is helping with this. Can it go down and then, turn here on September 6th? Yeah, it can, because this is another date that I have for either volatility to increase. Let's open this up a little more, or turning points. Let's open this up a little more. My computer is very choppy today. See. And just remember, you're in supply zone. This is where you are in bear territory. So you got in 1-2 days and you're in bear land. So you have to, be cautious here, because this is all supply zone until you close above 32.49. Once you close above that, the bulls have the upper hand. Right now, the bears are just rounding up. And the bulls are trying to get up there and test it at least, and see the momentum if it pushes higher. And with the help of Elon and more Japanese news and whatever is going to probably push it higher. The date that I'm watching that's really important is September 9th or the 12th. This is a technique I've been using, and that's why I have it in red, because this one has been working in the past. This is a proprietary Gann technique I use, and this one has been really good. So it doesn't surprise me we pull back, and bounce and push higher in somewhere around that week of 9/11, where things, get so excited and everybody's, posting YouTube videos. We're going to the moon. That's when I'll be a little more cautious, but you already have this date in advance. There's also other dates, September 14 through this 15. You can see it right here. And also, even towards the end of the month, these are dates I'm watching, September 26 all the way to September 30, if this is another system I use. So yes, you ask, so man, you got so many systems, so many dates you're watching, so many this. How you even make sense of it all? It's all in the back of my mind, and I'm just watching price action to see where is it going to go and what it's doing. Because at the end of the day, price action is king. It's going to do what it's going to do. You got to just use, Gann's theory, techniques here and there, and see if it, there's correlations, if it respects it, if it turns, volume picks up. There's a lot of things, nuances that you just kind of pick up on And at the end of the day, you know, since I'm a discretionary trader, you just got to go with, you know, what you're feeling and what you see, you know, that makes sense with the data. So let's see how this, see how tomorrow and Friday, I just want to look how the week close. So these are the dates. There's a couple. Is this a high? No. You know, there's a lot of things indicating that they could be even, you know, price action could even push higher somewhere around here. Would I short? No, I wouldn't short here and I wouldn't buy. I get that on YouTube. When we're going to buy? I wouldn't buy here and I wouldn't short here yet. If I was to short, I would be shorting somewhere around here. Because this has been working for me. Somewhere around here. And if I go short here and I get stopped out, that I'll look around September 15, 14. And look at price action and volume. And if I see something, you know, cooking that looks like it could be a turning point, then I go short here or here. But I'm not going to go short here. I'm not going to go short here in these days. And I'm not going to go short here because there's a lot of probability that this could be a possible swing high as this and as this. So you have to just be cautious. Unless you want to, you know, build a position slowly to go to the downside, you know, but you don't want to be, you know, your head handed, you know, in a basket because they could, you know, some news or something or Elon tweets or, you know, whatever, and explodes to the upside and you know, cut your down, you know, cut your position and just, you know, stop you out. Long term, I'm bull, but, you know, short term, I'm cautious because there's a lot of things indicating that, you know, there's a potential for things to go lower. Well, that's enough for me. I'm going to sign out. Just want to do this quick update for Cameco. Want to see how this week close and keep a radar on these dates coming into the future because these are going to be very interesting. What's going to happen? Swing high, swing lows? I don't know, but you have them there. And we'll revisit, you know, Cameco in September and see what is playing out.